Coach Jones, over the years, I want to say, 2022 season, one of your hardest years. You lose one of your basketball players, one of your starters.
Right.
You lose him, Devin Myers. Where do I start? You lose him, then you come out the next night. Y'all win playoff game, packed out crowd, sold
Right.
out. Y'all win. Coach Jones, how was you able to maintain yourself, keep your composure, and coach 15 guys and still be there for them and dealing with your own emotions at the same time with comforting his family? And then you have to be strong because you are the face of the sports program for Huntington. How are you able to do that?
I think that's the part of people fail to realize that we're coaching as a ministry. It's not just who wins, who loses. You really based on how characters when people are not watching. You know what type of character you have. Kids are we have to be in the business of helping kids. How broken they may be, our job is to lift them up. And if that's not what if winning is the only thing you're gonna get out of it, then you're not gonna cherish the moments. The moments, like I say, I saw 15 broken kids, and in a moment of 24 hours, I saw kids smiling. And I saw kids telling jokes about Devin before we went out, to play the game. No, all the news cameras was there, channel 6, 12, 3.
Mayors, representatives, everybody coming.
Everybody wanted to see how he's gonna react. But like I told you before, it wasn't just me, but it was the good Lord above that got all of us through this. It wasn't just, me, but my coaches, administrators. It took a whole village of people to get those kids through that. Yeah.
So, Coach Jones, as we get ready to end, let me ask you this, Coach Jones, because you done coached a lot of players, seen a lot of players. Top five, Coach Jones, that you done coached. Top five best players that you done ever seen come through North Louisiana.
That I coached.
Or just even watch play.
Probably one of the guys that people don't realize that happened in the 90s at Woodlawn, Dwayne Jones. Dwayne was MVP of the city his junior year, averaged about 30 points a game. Zach Johnson went off to play at Louisiana Tech. Michael Qualls, of course. Kendrick Washington, Shamir Davis, Adrian Wardell. I can just go down the line, because I won't say who was the best, but they always brought a different flavor to everything. So if I had to find out who was the best, but that'll be, I'll leave somebody off. I've had great shooters. I've had great rebounders. William Mosley, probably one of the best rebounders in college basketball, played here at Huntington, played at Northwestern State. So I can go on and on about, but I try to look at who brought different flavor, so that's what keep me not trying to compare. I compare flavor. You got so many different flavors. You can get green by mixing orange or yellow. You know what I'm saying? What type of green you got? You know what I'm saying? You got lime green or you got deep green. So it's all about the flavor. You know what I'm saying? So,
Yes, sir. Now, Coach Jones, I got a question I want to ask you. And a lot of people want to know. A lot of people talk about this. You probably already know what I'm finna say. Coach Jones, you have over 700 wins in 34 seasons. There's not an easy fate or easy feat, as you want to call it.
No.
700 wins, right? You deal with a lot of attitudes, a lot of different personalities, a lot of different problems, traumas, late night phone calls,
right.
All type of problems.
Right.
Coach Jones, why do people feel like since you've been coaching this long and their whole thing is, well, he doesn't have a ring and he just made it to the top 28 in these past 2 years, this, that, and the other. Why do they feel like you need to hang it up, but you have other players, you have other coaches who have this, that, and the other. We ain't gonna say, but everybody know what they got. They do the same thing and lose. Some of them ain't even sniffed that close and lost. Some of them had more talent than you. And they'll say, nah, they really did. But they did. They had more talent than you. Ain't did nothing. There's only really one team who only did something, and that's Bossier in the city who brought a championship to the city in the boys. Why do people say that? And when you hear that, and you've heard it, how do you deal with that?
But the truth of the matter, a lot of this I don't hear because I don't do social media.
Yeah. Okay.
Uh, you know, uh, I don't bash nobody else's program.
Mm-hmm.
Longevity is that if I wasn't doing anything good, then they wouldn't have nothing to talk about. So it's when you're doing good, that's when you always get, talked about. Which, everybody got their own opinion. We Democrat, Republican, we independent. You fall where you may. So, but it doesn't control about what I do. When I hang it up, I'll know when it's time, but winning is what drives me. And long as I'm winning and guys are being successful and kids are going off to college, that's what I judge myself on. Not about a ring. What if you win a ring and gain weight, you can't wear it? A lot of guys don't wear their rings, but it doesn't really matter. Trophies sit on counters and get dust on it. But I'm about trying to shine kids' lives and make sure kids are doing productive things they leave. That's what it's about. For me, I can't, other people think that if trophies demand show them who they are, and that's on them,
Now, Coach Jones, for the past years that I've seen, you've got the best freshman coming out of 8th grade. You got the best freshman. What do you tell them when they come into your program?
It's tough. I mean, because they have to compete, and we don't give anybody anything.
Mm-hmm.
My guys coming here, you're gonna have an opportunity to compete for a spot, and and we just, I don't sugarcoat it. I don't tell guys, you come here, you're gonna start. That's not in my DNA. I believe in hard work, and hard work pays off. If a kid come here and work hard, he deserves it. I mean, I've played freshman before. I'm not saying I hadn't or I won't, but they still have to earn that. They got to not only earn it from me, they earn it from the guys in the locker room. You know what I'm saying? So it's tough. And I don't want to put that kind of pressure on freshmen. Most guys, I try to tell them it's a process. Trust the process. You know what I'm saying? You can't go pro out of high school. You know what I'm saying? So trust the process. In 4 years, you want to be polished.
And Coach Jones, how much more do you have in the tank? Because you've been doing this. You've been in the school system 36 years. You've been coaching 34.
Yeah.
How much more do Coach Jones have in the tank? And do Coach Jones know when his time is gonna be done? Do you have a set thing in motion or a set time in motion? And when you do give up coaching, will you take an administrative role, such as like how some coaches have done? Will you take that administration role, or will you just gonna hang it all up?
I mean, I've had opportunities to try to maybe go in administration, but I'm just an old ball coach. You know what I'm saying? As long as I can touch lives, not once again. My career is not based on the guys I coach. The lives that I touch is the lives that I see every day at school. Former players, former students that didn't play basketball. You know what I'm saying? Or not only just the guys, the girls, the young women that I've touched lives, because I feel like I'm a part of their lives as a role model, and I have to be that person. Like now, there's no time worse than the days of now that kids need me more, not just for as a coach, but as a counselor, as a role model. So we people think it's about basketball. It's not about basketball. It's about kids, seeing a smile on kids' faces. So that's what drives me every day, man.
And Coach Jones, it's one more question I'm gonna ask you before we get up out of here. And you ain't gotta answer if you don't want to answer, and we can just end the video. But Coach Jones, when you do get time to hang it up, will you ever take it back to where it originally started, and just give them 1 year, just 1 year?
Probably. I mean, no. I mean, Huntington is this is the final. I feel like once I stop coaching here, I'll find something else to do. It may be not as a head coach. It could be
maybe an advisor,
running a camp to try to maybe a senior camp. That's one thing I thought about. Guys that are graduating from high school that have a camp that they can play in front of college coaches, and once again have an opportunity to go to school, because that's what it's all about. Getting an education, maybe a camp where coach can come in and watch guys play, and just kind of stay around the game. It's been good for me, and try to do some things that I didn't have an opportunity to do when I was coming up. Give back to kids with some stuff that